Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. So I want to share something really interesting with you. It's regarding whistleblowers, and this is over at the SEC. So let's just jump right in and we'll take a look at this together. So read the headlines here, guys. SEC issues largest ever whistleblower award. So this is crazy. It's the largest ever. And basically it was 279 million is what they're saying that they gave to the whistleblower. And you're probably thinking, oh my God, where can I be a whistleblower? But basically, this is the largest they've ever given. Let me show you a list here. In the past, they gave 114 million to person in October 22nd, and then and that was in 2020, and then 2021 they did it in September 15th for 110 million. So this is significantly more. And then prior awards were like 50 million, 39 million, which is still a lot of money. I mean, you guys know that, but 279 million is quite a lot. The interesting thing about this, when you're talking about whistleblower awards, from my understanding, I'm reading this here. It says whistleblower awards can range from 10 to 30% of the money collected when the monetary sanctions exceed $1 million. So, I think this is something that I was thinking about this, that I don't know if they have this system in every country in the world. And I'd be curious as to why I'm making the video. And we have a great community. We have an international community. And the question I'm posing to you is, have you heard about this stuff in other countries? Because the idea is, let's say you work at whatever investment bank, or you work at whatever really large company, and you feel like there's some fraud going on, something like that. But you're nervous about reporting your coworkers, right? Or you're nervous about reporting your boss, or any number of things. Like, say, for example, you worked over like at a big company like Tesla or something, just for example. And let's say you had information about like FSD is like complete fraud. Like, that we have a lot of like raving, Tesla fans out there that your life may be in danger. I'm just giving an example. It could be any number of companies where, this is serious stuff. You're talking about real money. And so you have to figure out ways to protect people. So what was interesting about this when the SEC announced it is they don't give the information of which company that was being reported. They don't give a person's name. Like, that's, everything's anonymous, but they do tell you that something was reported. So I'll read what they say here. They says, the size of today's award, the highest in our program's history, not only incentivizes whistleblowers to come forward with accurate information about potential security laws violations, but also reflects the tremendous success of our whistleblower program. This is coming from the director of the SEC's enforcement. Was it Gruber Grewal? It's funny. It kind of sounds like someone over at Hogwarts, or like in that world, it's sort of the enforcer of that stuff. It's funny. The success directly benefits investors, as whistleblowers' tips have contributed to enforcement actions resulting in orders being requiring bad actors to disgorge more than $4 billion in ill-gotten gains and interest. As this award shows, there is a significant incentive for whistleblowers to come forward with accurate information about potential securities laws violations. And this is more quotes here. The whistleblowers' sustained assistance, including multiple interviews and written submissions, was critical to the success of these actions. And that's coming from the chief of the SEC's Office of the Whistleblower. While the whistleblower's information did not prompt the opening of the commission's investigation, their information expanded the scope of misconduct charge. So, I'm not going to make any sort of speculation of what company or what person that they're talking about, because again, this is all to protect the person's identity. But I just want to put that out there that these things do happen. You guys know, occasionally we do talk about fraud in this channel. Like, I told you guys about the FTX YouTubers for a long time, and evidently there's programs out there to award people. So, if you're working on Wall Street or anyone in the financial world. I just want you to know about this, because sometimes people may not know necessarily. Another thing that you may not know as well is if you do decide to contact, like, say, a news media, for example. A lot of times, for those of you who've never done this stuff before, the news media, you can actually just send a paper packet. So the reason why you would do that is you would send it from like a post office or something like that. So then it's not traceable. The other thing is too, which I'd recommend for people, if you are going to do any kind of thing, sometimes you would not want to print it from work. And for those of you, who work at big companies, and I'd be curious you guys' thoughts on this, but sometimes they'll put like watermarks on the printers and things like that, or some sort of identifying thing that they know that, ex-employees is printing out some things, right? This is just something that's very serious, right? You're really concerned if we're dealing with a lot of money, as this particular case was, right? I mean, the award is so big, who knows how much money is involved with this thing. And I'm showing you guys this here. You can see how the process works, right? So you submit the tips to the SEC. You can do it directly from their website because some people would just go SEC. Some people may do news media. It depends what you want to do. And they use sometimes secure messaging apps as well. So this is just part of our world that it works, right? So I'm going to go through tips, case filed, right? After that, notice of covered actions, whistleblower files claims. They're going to review it, preliminary determinations issued, possible record and reconsider requests, additional analysis, and final orders, and then give money to the whistleblower and things. So I do think, and I do agree, that you do have to offer some sort of reward for people to do these kind of things. And I'd be curious your thoughts on that. I think some people out there might say, no, Chris, you don't need to offer reward. You just have to offer, someone the right to, I guess, have justice or something like that. But I personally think it's just because of how much money is involved with this stuff and how much, how can I say, could completely ruin a person's career or any number of things. This is sort of why you need to do this. And the SEC puts that money aside to encourage people to step forward. And the argument they make is that, if you report fraud, it helps investors overall. So that's another question I put out to you guys. Do you agree or disagree with that you need to put money aside? Because I could see people could argue and say, no, we shouldn't put money aside. That's a waste. But I think it's fine for that. And like I said, my opinion is that I think this sort of thing to encourage people to essentially keep things clean, essentially, because like for example, I was thinking about this just today, when we saw the way the banks moved, and it was there was the report on Western Alliance that maybe they're seeking options to save the bank, and I said just in the last video that if that turns out to be fraudulent and like you have stocks moving like 50% down one way and then 80% up the next day, like there's something messed up with that system, right? I mean, it's something that we need to really clean up in our whole financial system. And so there's certainly corruption in this stuff. So that's why I wanted to throw this out there to let you know, like, kind of what's going on. And again, this was the largest in history. I have my guesses on what it is. I'm not going to say anything. I just, like I said, to protect the person. But I'd be curious what your guys' thoughts on this one are. So hopefully everyone is safe out there and doing the right thing. Evidently, someone did do the right thing, and the reward was $279 million, which is quite a lot. So please share your thoughts on this one. It's really interesting. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.